Hey everybody, welcome back to Spirit Says, where messages from Yeshua flow naturally for your highest good and the highest good of all involved. Listening, participating, sharing your energy, and I am so grateful to have you here. Please make sure you like and subscribe, as that is a free way to support me, because y'all, the messages here are so beautiful. So firstly, energy check to make sure this is your message. So you might be going through some sort of big transition in life right now. Something that might have forced you to move to something new, change how you do things, but it's a big way. This isn't just something minor, at least not likely. These are going to be life changes, home changes, big changes. And you might be, I have a feeling you're in this Queen of Swords energy, but I have a feeling that what caused this shift and change was some sort of betrayal, some sort of change, some sort of, you learned new information about who somebody really is, and now you have decided, I don't want to do anything more with you. So now I'm prompting this big life change, but you, my love, are still in this Queen of Swords energy. You might be in your head a lot, which could make sense given the fact that you might have been very much betrayed and now you're having to shift, right? But you are still in your queen energy. Man or woman watching this, doesn't matter. This is about energy. This is about the nurturing, taking care of business, the home, and everything else in that matter, where you're able to fully tap into that. And that's where I believe you are. So if this resonates, stick around and let's dig in. Because you, my love, have a beautiful end result, but it's definitely a little bit shaky ground to get to it, and let's dig into that, because what came through was gorgeous. There might be many choices you have going on, right? These new changes, new things that you are wanting to implement. You might be feeling overwhelmed. That might be what this swords energy is. There's a lot of swords energy, so thoughts, minds, mental stuff, right? Getting into that space. These big changes might be overwhelming you. And if that's the case, you're coming out of this clarity. You're coming out of this overwhelm, possibly, of not being able to make your dreams come true. Maybe there's been even stagnation where you're having to really contemplate through. But the guidance in getting you to this beautiful, happy ending, firstly, was the careful affection. And I have a feeling that has a lot to do with the Seven of Cups, where you have so many things going on. Pay attention and give proper affection and attention to what it is that you are choosing between. Sit in prayer, sit in meditation, ask Yeshua, God, divine, whatever you call it. I don't personally care. I just care that you tap into the divine and that you are willing to be present and witness to the wisdom, because that is where you are going to find the grace and the beauty to come out of this situation and learn from it. Because if we have the ability to sit back and recognize there is a lesson to behold in every interaction, good, bad, or otherwise, however our human selves deem it, there is a lesson indeed to be learned. And when we are able to sit back and recognize through the grace of holding that space for the wisdom to step forward and say, hello, extract me, love me, use me, so we never have to be here again. Okay. I know you know what I'm talking about. Because the reality is through that wisdom, we get to create the beauty in our life. We get to create and witness the harmony, the love, the just ultimate creation that we desire from our heart space. We get to witness that because we are able to learn with grace and extract the wisdom that might have had you in this Ten of Cups reverse energy of things just not working out as a whole grand scheme. This could be in love. Your partner betrayed you. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe you got cheated on, and maybe they held a prestigious, role. Maybe they're CEO or a VP or something like that, right? With a big fancy title. And you are just like, okay, boo, I see you. Me and the kids, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. We're just going to do da-da-da-da-da. You're not crashing out. You're not falling apart. And maybe you are, but in private, right? And maybe that's where you're kind of going into this energy, right? And which I totally, if you are going through this, I highly encourage people to, I do this with myself too, when I'm going through really big things. Set a cry time, a time of day where you know you will not be disturbed by anybody, but your subconscious will be able to kind of suck it up, if you will. Like if you feel yourself getting overwhelmed and you almost want to like break down and cry, you'd be like, no, I saved that for my cry time, right? And you can kind of get through and then fall apart at that point in time. So little helpful bit of advice. It's no shame. I've totally been there numerous times over. And you know what? I'll probably be there again at some point, because life's y'all. Life causes us to have to go through big changes where we didn't see ourselves going through it. But you want to know what? People do what they do. Humans are going to human. And, well, we are going to stay in our queen energy. We are going to stay in our queendom, whether you're a man or woman, doesn't matter. It is that stable, nurturing, soft, feminine energy that we are fully able to move through all of this stuff with grace and beauty. That careful affection, because we get harmony. That's what we're ultimately striving to. Harmony. And then this is ultimately your outcome. So harmony kind of came a little bit easier, but you're able to achieve that. And I want you to remember that right now, no matter how much ick or chaos or stuff that's going on in your life, I want you to remember that harmony is possible. No matter the changes, no matter how overwhelming the choices might be, you are going to come out of this clarity. Or out of this, you're going to come out of that stagnation and into this clarity. You're coming into clarity. You're coming into that clear mind that is no longer weeping, or maybe it's contained, right? Maybe you're able to put it together because you have learned the lessons with grace. And that careful affection, that careful attention, that careful appreciation for what is going on in your life, how you are able to learn and move and become a better, more evolved version of you. And it makes sense when I got the 5 of Cups, because at first I was a little bit confused, I'm not going to lie, but when I was shuffling, I was just like, okay, that's interesting. But then once I sat back, I prayed and really dug into the message, it made sense. Because you, my friend, might be feeling sadness, loss. Maybe you feel a loss of friends, maybe a loss of community, because on the bottom of the deck, of the main deck I used to shuffle, was the 3 of Pentacles. So it really just screamed leaning into your community, because I feel like this was like a little extra bonus message. We'll get there in a minute. But it had a lot to do with your community. So maybe there's things changing and shifting in that, which, say it was a divorce or is a divorce that you're experiencing, or maybe you did get cheated on, right? Something like that, where that would make complete sense. People have friend groups, people have their lives molded together. And especially if it's something abrupt, something that you were just like, oh, okay. And it's the major arcana. This is big, y'all. Like, these are big life changes. This is not anything small. So maybe that is the situation, and my heart totally goes out to you if that is the case, because I am so sorry. You don't deserve that. Nobody does. And you might be grieving some of these things, even though you're also simultaneously getting new beginnings into your wish fulfillment. This is the wish fulfillment card, y'all. And the way I was reading it was that in the 5 of Cups, if you find yourself in that energy, you're grieving maybe a loss of job, change of life, maybe you had to move into a new neighborhood and you're having to start over. Maybe that's why you're researching and finding and overwhelmed by all the new things, right? Because it's something completely new. That makes sense. But in that, take it easy. Take it step by step. And if your nervous system is on the struggle, you are feeling super overwhelmed, go ahead and check out the links in the description. I actually have a free 10-day Heal Your Nervous System, How to Feel Human Again. It is a self-paced program, y'all. I work with clients all the time and do this kind of work. And this channel is just something my heart was led to do, and here we are. If you are in a lot of disarray, go check it out. It's totally free. It's in the description. Because it can really be hard to go through all of these changes, even if they are the wish fulfillment, the blessings we prayed for, right? The new beginnings we wanted. Maybe it's going swimmingly well. That doesn't mean you're not going to grieve. And it's a beautiful thing to grieve, because, honey, that means you have emotions. It means you are alive. It means you know how to love. And I would so much rather be a human who knows how to love with my heart's fullest, and yes, have to grieve sometimes. But if we're taking the lessons, because we're approaching things with careful attention, and with easy progress on ourselves as well, we're getting to that wish fulfillment. We're getting to everything we want. The new beginnings are here or they're coming. Okay, like you might still be in this energy, but if you are, keep going, baby. You are almost there. You might be grieving. And even as you have these, you are still possibly grieving. And you want to know what, baby? That's okay. That's absolutely okay. And you are so worthy of receiving everything that you are meant to receive. It's all here. You're meant to receive a new beginning in whatever this is. Bountiful, your wish fulfillment. As you're receiving this new beginning, I really feel like Spirit is saying, take it slow and steady. Enjoy the time. Enjoy the space. Enjoy the growth that comes from this pace as you traverse the new terrain. There's growth to be had with that steady pace. And then, of course, the Nine of Pentacles. Or excuse me, Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Maybe that's something else too. Maybe, well, there is a lot of pentacle energy moving into, and maybe that, maybe the community, the new community you're starting, because I got the Ace of Cups. And containment of potential with great vigor was on the bottom. Three of Cups was, or Pentacles. Gosh, me, I can't see. There's just, it's so much emotion and financial abundance. Like there's just abundance everywhere that is just like, I can't even like keep it straight. And you might feel like that too. You're like, there might be so many things coming in. Like I'm trying to keep it all straight, right? Like you still might be feeling some of that Seven of Cups, that overwhelm in this blessing, because I'm just kind of like almost scattered because it's like, so beautiful. Like my energy is like so excited for you, and I'm getting all mixed up. And it's just like we were talking about, like bountiful possessions, bountiful everything coming in, your wish fulfillment, bountiful beginnings of your emotions. Maybe these are relationships, maybe these are, you know, anything like that, right? Tied to your money, and it's growing, because I kept saying Nine of Pentacles, so maybe that is growing from the Ace, these new financial beginnings as you're traversing into these new things coming into your Nine of Cups, your wish fulfillment, with that youthful childlike energy, that not being naive but being innocent and still being willing to show up despite all the bad stuff that might have happened to you. You're still showing up with a beautiful, innocent, peaceful heart as you bring in this beautiful abundance. And maybe that's what also brings in this community, this new community that you have coming. Because the card that popped out, and it fell right on, I had the Ace of Cups actually sitting here, because this kind of like randomly fell out after I felt like this was contained. I felt like this was, I had received the answer, but then like I felt like one more, but I was like, oh, that's weird. But it didn't feel attached to this. So I was like, okay, I'm going to hold that. And then when I shuffled these, this one pops right out onto this. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then, so I was curious what the bottom of the deck was. Great vigor. So with all this bountiful energy, all of this youthfulness that you're experiencing, it contains all of the potentials of everything you're wanting. It's like this infinite abyss of void energy, containment of whatever you want to create. Like it's the void is not a bad thing. The void is a beautiful creative space that now you get to captivate all this energy in this space for your new beginnings, whether they're in relationships or they're in your money, whatever abundance, whatever energy is coming through that is for the good, love to all, harm to none. You, honey, are the container. You are it. You are everything you need. You are it. That's it, baby. That's all there is. That's it. Message feels complete. Bottom of the deck of my bottom of the deck for my clarifying cards, if I felt like I needed them, which I really didn't feel like I needed. I feel like Spirit just gave me a very clear, direct, succinct message. This is it. You got some big changes you possibly didn't see. You're going through a lot of shifts and changes, and ultimately the bounty is just Mwah, chef's kiss, baby. It's just so beautiful. And you might be in this emperor energy, male or female, doesn't matter. We're talking about energy here. We're talking about you're moving forward, you're penetrating, you're putting things into action. You are ready, man. And you're taking no bullshit. You're taking nothing from nobody, right? You are ready. You are in that steadfast energy. And how beautiful. I just feel like that fire is just such a theme for this reading. Even there's so much like water and earth energy, like very grounded emotional energy. So maybe we just needed that extra little spark of fire, right? Throwing it in there to have that, where it's just like, yes, we are fully able to penetrate that energy. Penetrate into what it is we want, because your beautiful blessings await. So with that, I love y'all so much. I pray this blessed you, uplifted you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That is the easiest and most efficient way to bless me and support me. I love y'all, and until next time.